Good morning and welcome to the Southern University Human Jukebox, Professional Development for High School Band Directors. Today we have a treat. We have the UDB and Beam app representative, Mr. Stuart Showman, here to give you some insight of what to do, how to do on the app. Beam, and we want to thank Beam and the partners, our Beam partnership with Beam and UDB app, for the things that they do for the Human Jukebox. And what we like to do is also introduce that to all our band directors in attendance, all our campus in attendance across the country. And so today, without further review, I give you Mr. Stewart.
Thank you. All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Stuart Shulman. I'm the Director of Product Management for Ultimate Drillbook and Beam. We also have Stride TV, which is the third app that we have, which is a multimedia platform for arts education. But today we'll be focusing on Beam and UDB. So real quick, which of the directors here have used UDB before? Okay, all right, so a lot of new faces. All right, and Beam as well. I'm assuming no one's used Beam either. All right, awesome. So this is gonna be great. So if you could, go ahead and go to the App Store. So this will work on an iOS device, so an iPad or an iPhone, an Android device, tablet or phone, an M-Series Mac. So if your Mac laptop has an M-Series chip, or if you have a Chromebook, it'll work on any of those platforms. It will not work on a Windows platform yet. It's not web-based, it's still an application. So if you could go ahead and download both of those apps. If you search UDB or Beam Music, those will come up real quick for you. Go ahead and download both, and then we'll get you signed up for an account. It's very simple. I'll log out here and show you how to log in. We'll start with UDB. So once you have it installed here, I'll give you a couple seconds here, and then we'll walk through the sign-up process. It's super simple. So you'll come down here to the sign up button. You'll see the sign up button on UDB and for Beam. This process will be the same for both. So go ahead and click sign up, and then you're gonna enter in UDB, all lowercase for both cells here. So that's your ensemble code and your ensemble password, and we're gonna log you guys in as students, so you can experience it as if you were a student here, and then I can kick you out and log you in as a director as well. So you just go UDB, and press continue. And then you'll create a profile. All right, so you'll create a profile with your name and your email. You don't have to add a photo or do anything like that. And then once you log in, and create that profile account, you should end up on a screen that looks similar to this. They'll just have your name, and they'll say you're a part of the UDB Pro demo account. If anyone's having any problems, just let me know. I can help troubleshoot here. Perfect. Should be already be in it, right? Okay. All right. So you guys will just add the ensemble if you want to add the ensemble. Do you guys know how to do that? Okay.
How you doing?
Morning. All right, perfect. All good? Yeah. All right, you guys good here? All right. Is it working for you?
This is,
Are these emails the same? Let me try it just one more time. Redoing those. Just try that one more time. What's that?
Summer code with student.
Yeah, it's just UDB and UDB. Just yep, UDB and UDB. Perfect. There you go. Or if you're just joining us, if you want to download the Ultimate Drillbook app on your phone or your tablet, or if you have an M Series Mac or Chromebook, you can just download it. We're going to kind of take everybody through a little tour of the app. If you're already a user, you can add the account. I'll give you the code here. Have you used UDB before? No? Okay. So go and download it from the Apple Store, the Google Play Store. What's the name of the app again? UDB. Yep, right there. And you'll click the sign up button at the bottom. And the code is just UDB in both of those cells. And then you'll create an account. It's all lowercase? All lowercase. All lowercase. Did it work? All right. All right, so how does everybody learn drill right now? You guys hand out coordinate sheets? Hand out the whole pictures, or is it all taught by rote? Some kind of combination? Kind of everything? All right, cool. All right, so Ultimate Drillbook is basically a digital version of all of those things, all right? So it allows you to create the drill in Piware and the drill writing software, and then everything exports to the app. So the students and the staff and the directors, they're all gonna see all the information now. So they're gonna see the animation. They're gonna see the actual formations of the pictures. They're gonna know their coordinate. They're gonna see crossing counts. They're gonna see the animation and the visualization. They get all the information and the instructions that are written there. So it's basically like giving the students the answer key to everything. So from the home screen, go ahead and tap the UDB tile there, and then you're gonna see all the different drills that are associated in the account. So regardless of any of these drills look like what you may do with your ensemble, it's all still going to be applicable to teaching and learning. So we're just going to open up that first file there that says Demo Drill 3. So you'll tap Download. It's going to download that file to your app, and then you're going to press Open. What we did was we set you guys up as students, so it's going to look a little different than the interface that you're going to see from me as the director. Once you press Open, it's going to ask you to select a performer dot. You can pick any performer dot. It doesn't matter, and I can show you how you change that. But go ahead and pick your favorite letter and your favorite number, and that's going to drop you into the drill as that performer. So you're going to be viewing this as if you were one of the students learning the drill. So the first thing you'll see is in the app, everything's going to look upside down because it's assuming you're a student and you're standing on the field and you're looking forward. So you're in performer perspective. So you're seeing the full drill as a performer. Me as a director, I'm up in the stands or up in the box or in the tower looking down to the field, so it's going to be a different perspective. I'm going to mirror what you see right now by changing a setting here and going to the director perspective and changing it to performer. That way we at least see the same thing as we're looking at this. Okay, so right now you can press forward and backward by using the plus button and the minus button, and the drill is going to animate a set at a time. You can also know you can also see as you press forward, you see this little scrubber moving here. You can quickly scrub through the drill and go forward and backward. Okay, someone already did it, so we can all do it together. When you press play, it's going to animate the drill, and it's going to play sound. Okay, so when the sound and the audio is linked inside of Piware, it comes to UDB and you see that. So there's no guessing, hey, what do we play here? At any moment you can press play and see what's happening and hear what's happening, which is great. There we go. All right, once you press play and then you press pause, you'll notice that some things change. There's some things that are yellow now. That means you're in count mode. So how many times have you asked students like, hey, it's a 16 count move, let's stop halfway. And everyone's like, well, I guess it's about maybe right there. In count mode inside of UDB, you can have this performer go and say, all right, this is a 16 count move. I'm going to stop on count 8. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. There's no more guessing. As you can see up here on the info bar where all my information is related to this set, I have a real coordinate on count 8. It's right there. It tells me it's count 8, and I'm going from page 11 to page 12. So the beauty about UDB is that it truly is the answer key to the visual marching band exam. It gives you everything you could possibly know. So no longer do you know where I'm supposed to start or where I'm supposed to end. You know where you're supposed to be on every count of the entirety of the drill. Now, we wouldn't actually quiz anybody on that, but you have the opportunity to know it. To get out of count mode, you just toggle between the page and the count mode buttons, which is the fourth circular button here on the right-hand side on your command control area, and you'll jump back into page mode. You know you're in page mode because your coordinate now is white in terms of the text, the scrubber is white, and the page count mode button is white as well. Okay? You can see as you go forward and backward in the drill, you're locked into into the performer dot that you selected, right? As a director, I can select any performer dot. But as a student, you are locked into your performer dot. Okay? So I'm gonna pick one here. Let's pick X3. Okay? So you can see there's a red line and a green line. The red is the pathway I took to get to where I am. The red box that's associated with that is my previous position. The green line, of course, now is the next set pathway I'm going to take, and the green dot's the next position I'll end in. So I always know where I came, where I am, and where I'm going in terms of direction changes and all of those things. I know my page number at the top. I know my counts. X counts, let's talk about that. So X counts represents when I cross a yard line or I land exactly on a yard line with my foot. So if I go into page or count mode here, I can see that, all right, this is a 16 count move. I've got an X count on 8. So I know that I land or cross over a yard line on count 8 of this 16. So instantly I have a checkpoint and I'm cleaner because I know that reference. I don't have to run this set 5 times to kind of figure that out. I've got that information. You're never going to see that on a coordinate sheet, and you don't see that on a static drill page. And I can go count by count and check this out. So here I am on 7, I'm right before the yard line, and on 8, I cross over. And then we see these the little green bubble and the red bubble. That's actually our mid sets. So it's got a little halfway checkpoint here on all of our mid sets. And I can click on any performer and see all of those indicators, which is really cool. Okay. If I tap on counts on this info bar, there's actually more hidden information behind it. It's going to tell me the measure numbers I play with this drill set, if that's entered into Piware. And then sometimes the directors will, or the designers will add some instructions there on the title. And you back and forth between these things. There's also information hidden behind X counts, which is your step size. So that's always just a good frame of reference to let students know, hey, relate this to your basics or relate this to your fundamentals. Here's your step size on this drill set. So the first time I run that, I'll probably be a little closer to success. Okay. Any questions about kind of navigating some of the drill and just what the basic important things that you see on the screen? Everyone good so far? All right, cool. You're probably wondering what this big green halo is on the field. Okay, so this is one of our new features inside of UDB. Does anyone see this on theirs right now? Cool, that's great. Some of you do? Okay. So this is called a listening zone. So as a director, I can go into the settings and go to my listening zones. What this allows me to do, and I'm going to delete the listening zone just to show you the process. I can come in here and say, okay, I can select a tempo source dot. So my center snare is who I want people listening to. They're creating the tempo that I need the rest of the band to listen to. Okay? So I'm going to say S3 is my tempo source. And they're the tempo source for the whole show. It doesn't really change or move around. Okay? I'm going to define the tempo. I'm just going to say it's fast. And the tempo source is playing to the front of the field. Now they may play to the end zone at times. They may play to the back sideline. They may play to the left end zone. Whatever your drill manipulates you to do, you can define those set by set and change the performers. And then you can create that listening zone. So now, if you as performers, if you could for me, at the top right, you see the UDB icon? Tap that, please. You'll see an extension of the bar on the right, and tap the settings gear. And then slide down a little bit to listening zones and toggle that on. So right here, you go to display listening zones and toggle that on. So now you as a performer can see, based on science and math and sound, who is in the green. If you're in the green, you can listen and you can play with that sound. If you're in the yellow, it's a little iffy. It just kind of depends on your personal situation. If you're not in one of those color halos, if you play with what you're hearing, you will be out of time to the front sideline. Mathematically, scientifically, it doesn't matter. If you play with what you hear, you will be out of time. And you'll create phasing issues. So there's no more guesswork anymore with that. How many times do students ask you, can I listen here? Oh, let's try it. Let's play it again. Let's see if you can. All they have to do is look, and it tells them. So it's going to save you so much time coordinating the phasing and the listening environments within your marching band show. The drum corps are using it right now, and they're like, this is just saving us hours and hours of rehearsal because there's no guesswork anymore. It's really, really exciting. So that's a brand new feature that we have in there this year. And you can turn that off at any moment, okay? You can create different custom views. So when you tap that UDB button at the top right, you get that slide down. You'll see there's these additional Page Plus views. If you tap on this Page Plus, it opens up the settings. So let's say I want to create a custom view to see the drill where that listening zone's not on there because it distracts me sometimes when I'm looking at it. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to make this the director perspective. All right? You can also show hide sections. If you want to make a view that just has your section, or just the brass, or just the color guard, or just the woodwinds, you can do that as a student or as a director. You can do all those things. So now I have a custom view that's the director perspective and doesn't have any custom or any listening zones. And I can quickly go back and forth between those things by doing the custom view and then going to my original one. Okay. There's this metronome up here. If I tap on the metronome, I can engage rehearsal mode. This allows me to take the audio file out of the drill, and now I can animate the drill at any tempo. So this can be your rehearsal metronome that you run rehearsal from. A student could run rehearsal from the back sideline with plugged into the speaker. Your section leaders or your squad leaders could run a sectional and rehearse drill because they have the metronome right here tied into the drill. So you can define the tempo. You can even add a count in. It's like, all right, I want 8 clicks, and then I want the drill to animate. 5, 6, ready, go, boom, and it starts moving. And you can say, all right, we're stopping at page 12, and the person running the metronome knows, all right, when I get to count 16, I stop. And so someone can run rehearsal from UDB now. You don't have to make click tracks. You don't have to have extra anythings. They can all be done right there. As I mentioned, the I button gives you kind of the information suite. So if I press the page, which is right in the middle here, gives me all the instructions that are in the production notes or the text boxes, which is super helpful. If you go all the way to page 1, if you go back to page 1, you can press the minus button a bunch, or you can use the slider to go at the top. Within this information area as well is a links area. So you can add hyperlinks to performance videos, to the 3D animation, to rehearsal notes and plans, to choreography that you're going to do on a specific set. So these links will open up in the native device. It'll open up in YouTube, or it'll open up in Google Drive or Google Dropbox or any of those things. So you can even do that and put in like, hey, here's the staff notes for this rehearsal, and it's shared with certain people because it's behind, it's limited to who can view it. So you can share protected information even in this because it's behind a little firewall on the other side. But you can do the public facing, hey, make sure you're ready to rehearse this. You have this understood, and you've looked at the animation here, and you've memorized these phrases of music. You can put all that now in the drill. So everything's consolidated for you. It's all right there. Okay. You can update these, you can delete them, you can add them, you can do anything you want over the course of the year. So we had lots of people, so every Monday, the kids knew that, hey, Friday night's performance is going to be there by Monday morning, and they can go watch it before the next rehearsal, which is super, super exciting. And the kids start predicting that and knowing what to do, and you build that kind of rapport with them. So directors can add those notes and instructions as well. Okay. Some of the other things that you're able to do within UDB is not only just drill related, but it's also management related. So we have a whole attendance and calendar functionality within the app. So you tie into a Google Calendar, and you can create events. What's beautiful about this is because the app knows who's registered in the app, when you create an event, you just invite the people you want to attend. So if I'm a clarinet player, I don't care about the trumpet sectional. So I don't even see it on my personal calendar. How many of you guys have Google calendars or band calendars? It's just like, it's a cacophony of events. It's just everything. And it's hard, you get lost in the sauce sometimes, right? Or parents are like, well, which event is my kid supposed to go? I just don't even know. So with the invitee system, you're able to set up groups, which is new this year, and you can just invite specific people. So if I come into the calendar and I create a new event, so I'll name this Southern Camp. The other thing that's great about it is that these events are geolocation linked. So I can't be at home as a student and check into an event. I have to be within the geofence. And as you can see, I can make this as small or as large as I want. Okay? So if I wanted to just be the very center of the stadium on the logo, I can make that geofence that small. Okay? If I want to make it just maybe one side of the field, I can do that. Okay? I'm going to make it large enough for all of us to be able to check in right now. Okay? I can make up to 3 locations for this event. So if my drum line is starting on the practice field, but the winds are starting on the main stadium field, but the color guard's starting in the gym, I can set up different locations and move those around. I can save that. Then I come into invitees. As I mentioned, you can set up groups. So I can set up groups, marching band, just the brass, just the woodwinds, just the drum line, just the front ensemble. All right? Wind ensemble clarinets, concert band 3 trombones. However deep you want to get with the groups, you can do that. All right, so I'm going to invite everybody right now just so we can get everybody invited, all the new people that just joined. Okay? We'll say this event starts at 10:30, great. We'll run it for an hour. You can repeat it. So hey, every Wednesday we're having rehearsal at the same time. All right, press done, and it's created. So now you, if you could, tap the UDB button at the top right and tap the home button. Now tap the attendance icon, the attendance tile, and at the top right, press the little figure with the check mark, and now you'll be able to check in to this event. Was everyone successful in checking in? Awesome. So now I can, as a director, come to the attendance. I can view this by students individually, or I can view by events. So I'm going to come to the Southern Camp, and I can see that 6 people have checked in so far. I've got 476 that are absent still. So in real time, this updates. You as the director can change the attendance record. You can mark someone as present. You can say that, hey, you know what? Let's see, Aaron right here, he was excused. I remember he emailed me. I'm going to mark him excused now. It's not going to count against his record. All right, let's see who's present so far. So you can sort and do all these things in real time. So you don't have to manage attendance anymore. Your other staff members don't have to manage attendance. Your section leaders don't have to manage attendance. It's done in real time in the app. You can sort all these things. You can filter all these things. You can do a time range. You can say, I just want to see attendance for Concert Band 3 trombone sectionals. You can filter those and export it, and you have a record now. This is all saved inside the app. Every Sunday night, you get an email with the entire attendance record as a backup, but you can export this at any moment inside of the app. So when you're doing leadership auditions next year at the end of the season, you just click on a kid and it's like, oh, okay, well, talk to me about your 17 tardies. It's right there in the app. What's also great is the students see this information in their app as well. So they see their record as the season goes along, which is really, really helpful. Another amazing thing along with the attendance is in the drill, you can apply an attendance record to the drill to see in real time who's there in that moment. So I'm going to open this drill back up. I'm going to come to my second custom view. And now as a director, I can come in and go to Settings and Live Attendance. And I'm going to apply the event that is ongoing for today, which is the Southern Camp, to this view. So you can see a bunch of these dots now are dimmed. So the opacity has been lowered, but some, the opacity is full. I know that bass drum 1 is present. The rest of the drum line's not right now. Now in a real situation, you'd see a lot more full opacity dots and a lot, hopefully, hopefully. But you know immediately, okay, Joy is here, okay, but trumpet 15 and trumpet 13 are not yet because they haven't checked in and their opacity's dim. This updates every 10 seconds within the app. So you're never going to guess, hey, did they go to the bathroom? Are they not here yet? What's going on? In real time, it's going to show up. So if you were to take out an individual class during the school day, you run the events, you have them check in. So when you're rehearsing the drill, you know exactly where the holes are because they're absent or they're not in that class, and you know who to actually focus on. Saves you a ton of time, saves you a ton of asking questions as well. Any questions with the live attendance stuff? No? Okay. Yeah. How did I get? So as a director, you're able to go to Settings, and then you have this live attendance toggle right here. Yeah. And then same thing with the listening zones. You as a student can turn them on and off. The director is able to create them. All right. Good for me, go back into the drill file. So you'll exit out of the attendance area. You'll tap back on the UDB tile, and you'll jump back in the drill. All right, now turn your phone off. Just press the power button. On the lock screen of your device now, you should see a widget pop up. Okay, you can press allow, it's fine. Okay, that's the live activity widget on the device now. So what that allows you to do is when you're in cleaning mode now, you don't actually take out your phone, get into the app, change the drill set, get into all that information. Right on your phone, that's everything you need to know when you're cleaning. When I don't need to see the animation anymore, when I don't need to see the pathway, all that stuff, that's your set number. That's your coordinate. That's your X counts. That's your step size. That's everything right there. And you can press the plus button, you can press the minus button, and go to the next set along the way. Take out, reference quick, put away. Boom, 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 real quick. So that's a new feature that we added last year that was really successful in aiding students and directors to clean fast during that cleaning process. So you don't have to actually get out, animate, do any of that stuff. All right. So what's really cool is that it's in real time. You can edit and change. You can go plus, you can go minus. If you go too fast, it'll just open up the app. But you can slowly just press plus and plus minus and go in between stuff really quickly. That live activity widget will show up on iPads, on Android tablets as well. All right, so if you are taking out some of the larger devices out in the field, you can see those things as well. Okay. Any questions about that? Okay. Another feature that's available to you as a director is I can come into the settings and I can access smart access. It allows me to enable something called focus mode. When I enable focus mode, I can select any individual in my ensemble and require them to put their phone in airplane mode to open up a drill file. So if you're worried about them getting distracted or getting notifications or getting on Instagram or whatever it may be, they are unable to open a drill file unless they're in airplane mode, meaning no Wi-Fi, no data connection, no cell service, anything. Okay? And again, you can choose individual by individual to turn this on. You can blanket and just make everyone. Okay? If you got a staff member that you don't trust, you can actually turn it on for them too. Okay? So this is a great feature if you're worried about that. I will tell you, it's the #1 question we get asked by new programs that join the program. And then it's the #1 part of feedback that we get. It's like, it just wasn't a problem. We were so much faster doing stuff. The kids were so much more engaged. They started taking charge of things and just, we didn't get bogged down by any of that. The other cool thing is UDB is in landscape. TikTok's not. Instagram's not. Facebook's isn't. If you ever see the kids in portrait mode, you know they're doing something they shouldn't be doing, because UDB does not work in that frame of reference. So it's really easy to know if they're on the right app because the way they're orienting their phone. Yep, they don't watch reels in landscape or any of that stuff. Okay. All right. Any questions about it? I'm kind of going real quick through all this because there's a lot to kind of digest. And since almost everybody here is new to the program, I'm trying to touch a little bit of everything. Any questions? Anything you want me to maybe show again before we move into Beam, which is the music side of all of this? Yes?
If my band used it last year and we're going to resubscribe for the upcoming year,
Yeah.
does it grandfather those kids in from one year to the next? Or do we have to like make another like casting list, or how would that be?
Yeah, so great question. The question was, if I'm renewing, if I was a user last year, what happens to all the students that are already there? So you'll go to the website, you'll renew the product, it rolls the accounts over, and all the members that are in there until you decide to remove them. So there's 2 ways to remove them. So as a director, you go to Settings, you'll go to Ensemble, and you go to Ensemble Roster. This is where you would also create those groups we mentioned, those smaller individualized groups that you want to make. And you go to Roster. This is where you can remove all members with one button. It removes everybody that's not a director from the account. So if you want to start new every year, it wipes it clean. You can also, from this area, swipe left and delete any individual user. If you're on an Android device, you'll see trash cans here. Just a different UI for them, okay? But you can swipe left and remove any user at any time, okay? If a director leaves, another director can delete them and remove them from the ensemble as well. Some people, their ensembles are at the size where it's easy to just remove the seniors and keep everybody in there and you're good to go. Other ones just want to start clean every year because they don't want to try to sort it all out, okay? If you start new, you just give the codes for the new season for 25-26 to the individual users, and they'll add the ensemble. Yep. Any other questions? I know it's a lot to take in. There's a lot of information there, but hopefully I think you can see how useful all of this information is to not only the students, but also the other directors and staff members there. Like I said, it's the answer key. And what you'll see is that students will start, instead of asking you and you being the gatekeeper of information now, they'll start digging into the app and to find the information. They're going to watch that animation at home. They're going to wait for that new drill to get uploaded and take a look at it before rehearsal. You know, getting a coordinate sheet is only so exciting. Getting a picture-by-picture representation that's, 16 counts at a time is only so exciting. But seeing and hearing it happen is really exciting for those students. Okay. All right, so in the 20 minutes we have left, we're going to jump into Beam. So Beam is our ensemble digital music application as well. So if you've already downloaded it, again, go to the App Store, download Beam. You can search Beam Music and it'll pop right up. And we're going to go through that same account creation, and I'm sure you can guess the code at this point. It's just going to be Beam. So for both those ensembles, it's going to be Beam. For the ensemble code and the ensemble password. Beam, the word Beam, B-E-A-M, is going to be the ensemble code and the ensemble password. Is that an M series Mac? Oh, is it an M series Mac or is it an Intel? So you have to use it on your phone. It only works on the M series Macs. Next year, we're going to have a unified login that's going to work with all the products, so you'll only have to do this once. You won't have to create separate accounts for each application.
So I don't have to log in as a director now?
No, yeah, we're still logging in as students, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, perfect. So like I said, there's a lot of other like PDF readers that you can put out there. What's unique about Beam is that it's based for the ensemble. It's designed for the ensemble. So you as a director can upload as much or as little music as you want to use. And the use case is as broad and as large as you'd like to make it. If you want to use Beam as a digital flip folder, because the phone is about the size of a little flip folder piece of music, you can use it for that, you're good. If you have Chromebooks or you're one-to-one or you have iPads or some kind of tablet and you're one-to-one in the classroom, tablet is the size of a sheet music, piece of sheet music. You can digitize as much or as little as of your sheet music that you want, and you can use that. We have ensembles all across the country that are going completely digital with their music. Because you as a director, you upload it, you scan it, or you purchase it as a PDF one time, you put it in the app, and you never have to worry about it. Because people don't leave their phones at home, they leave their music at home. But when their music is always connected to something they have to have, they always have it. So you can see we've got a bunch of different music up here, okay? So the first tab there is going to be all songs. It's just a full list of all the songs that you've uploaded, all right? Or you as a director is allowing the students to see. You can create collections, all right? So you can organize it by genre, you can organize it by ensemble, you can organize it by whatever you'd like. You can say, hey, this is the stuff we need you to practice this week. This is the stuff that the jazz band's practicing this week, so make sure you check that out. And then we can organize by set lists. What's unique about the set list is that I can define the order that the music will display in. All the other collections are alpha, The set list is I can determine it. So I can come in here to the concert band practice week 7, and these are the pieces that I need you to practice. Okay. What's cool about that too is you can duplicate songs in it. So if you make a set list for the pep rally and you want to start and end with the fight song or the alma mater, you can duplicate the song in it, so it's going to come up. Because when I come into a song, the first time you open a song, it's going to ask you the parts you want to play. You can select any part. It's also going to ask you if you want to make that your default part and auto download it. So if I play alto sax 2 on everything, I can press confirm, and in the background it's going to download every single alto sax 2 part for every single song. You never have to worry about it again. It will even do that in the future. If you upload a new song tonight, tomorrow morning it's already going to be there for the student on their device. No questions asked. So in those set lists and the collections, I can quickly go from song to song. You can see at the bottom left, I can toggle to the next song. Boom, there it is. I can go back. I can swipe to go to the next page. And I can go to the next song. Okay. So we can organize the songs by all songs, set lists, and collections. All right. Let's all jump into a song together. So I'm going to go into crowd control. All right, and I'm going to open up the flute part. Not the flute, or let's open up the clarinet and B flat part. Okay. If you click on it and it opened up a different song, a different part, totally fine. Inside of the song, if you tap the screen, you'll see an edit menu come down from the top, and you'll see a blue beam button at the bottom right. If you tap the blue beam button, you'll see that you can switch the part. Tap switch part, you can select a new part. Not only do the students have access to all of the different parts, so you can change assignments at any time without having to reprint stuff and reassign things, you can also say at any moment, everybody, open the score up. Let's take a look at this together. Who has a similar part as you? Who should you be listening to? Who should we be listening to? You can analyze all those things together at any moment. You don't have to project it onto the screen. You don't have to hand out scores to everybody. Everyone can see it on their device at any moment. So from an education standpoint, you can completely change how you teach to the ensemble. So again, let's just open up the clarinet part for crowd control. Okay. So you can see there's 2 pages here. I can go back and forth. Okay. When you tap that screen, you'll see the edit menu. So you guys are all students here, and so this blue icon here means you're on the personal layer. You can draw on this. You can highlight on this. You can write text on it. You can annotate anywhere on your music on the personal layer. So if I say, hey, clarinets, can you make sure that, let's put a breath mark here after rehearsal 3, all right, after the first 16th rest, or whatever you want to say, you can have them write stuff in. Okay, so they can annotate just like they had a pencil on the stand. As a director, or anyone that you as the director give access to, so your section leaders, other staff members, whoever you want, I can come in here and make a global annotation. So I change the little icon here to the greater than sign. This is the global annotation. So me as a director now, I can come in and I'm going to create a highlight. I'm going to be like, all right, clarinets, we got to work this out. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put some brackets. We got to work on this phrase here too. And we're actually going to get rid of these 16 counts, or these 16 measures. We're going to start right here. So I made that as a global annotation. Okay. Now that I've saved it, you should be able to tap your screen and it's going to show up for you. Good? So at any moment, you can come in there and make an annotation that everybody on that part's going to see. Okay? Not only that, you as a director can come in and annotate on an individual user's part. So if you have your kids send you recordings, or you do little hearing exams, or they come in and they play something off for you, instead of typing up notes or writing out notes on some paper and handing it back to them, imagine being there listening to them play and say, okay, Freddie, can I use you as an example? Is that all right, whoever Freddie is?
Sure.
All right, awesome. So I'm going to go into Freddie's part. And as I hear him play, I can circle things, I can, put in some notes, I can do anything I want in real time. Once I save this, Freddie's going to see that now on his music the next time he updates it as a personal annotation on his music. Do you see it, Freddie?
Yeah.
Okay. So from a feedback standpoint, what an opportunity to give individual assessment and instruction to your students. So any director can do that. Yes, sir?
Is that focus mode available on Beam too?
Not yet. Yeah. No. Okay. All right, there's one other ensemble-y driven thing that I want to point out to you. So I'm going to change the song. You go ahead and stay on that song, but I'm going to open up a different song here. I'm going to open up Orange and White. And me as the director, I can create something called a live mode. What this allows me to do is to set up a walled off environment where when you as a user join it, I control what's on your screen. So go ahead and tap the blue beam button in your song or from the home screen and tap live mode and join the Southern live mode. It may ask you to select a part for Orange and White, but it kicks you into your part for Orange and White. Everyone experience that? Yes? Everyone good? Cool. So now with me as the director, if I change the song, let's go back to crowd control. It's going to change it on your device. There's no question if they're in the right song or if they're paying attention. And if they're not paying attention, I can turn on what's called screensaver mode. Turns your device off. Hey, look up here, please. I need your attention. There's nothing for them to look at anymore because their screen is black. Once I toggle it off, it turns back on. I can actually change the song in the background of screensaver mode, and it's going to update in the background for them. And so imagine if you are using this as a digital flip folder in marching band, you're up in the stands and playing. There's no more screaming out what song's next. There's no holding up signs. There's no doing any of that. It's just you change the song and it shows up for them and they play what's on the screen. Boom, done. Okay. You can run as many live modes as you want at the same time. So if you're broken up into sections or anything like that, you can give that ability to your section leaders to run a live mode, or your staff members can be running a live mode. You can run as many as you'd like. They dissolve after 24 hours of inactivity. A lot of people forget to end them. So they had like 40 running at the same time. So we had to change that. Okay. Importing music is really simple. I'm going to end this live mode. Oh, one other really cool thing before we talk about importing music. Part of the last release that we just did, we created something called the Beam Public Library. So this is all royalty and royalty-free music. That's a part of the library that we're giving out for free. We're updating this month by month and adding more stuff. Right now it's a lot of etudes and technique things. There are full songs on here though as well for varying genres, band, choir, orchestra, chamber. Okay. We've made some partnerships where we're going to be adding some additional libraries into this for full songs that you can play with your ensembles. That's free to use. With one click, you can add this to your library. Okay, if I want to add the 3 motets, boom, it's added. So when I go back to my library now, the 3 motets is available for any user in the ensemble to view. All right. So again, we'll be updating and adding songs to this in all different types of genres throughout the entirety of the school year and during the summer. So pretty cool. If you're a composer yourself, reach out to us. Maybe we can add something for you. All right. But to add a song, you just come in here, you name it first. You can decide to hide it if you want, if you don't want anyone to see it yet, or you want to reduce the amount of songs in your library. You can hide or show any song at any time. There's a little help guide here that shows you how to do this. It's based on the device you have. I'm on a computer right now, so it's giving me the computer version. If you're on a phone or a tablet, it's a little bit different. Okay? But it's really simple. You can link a Dropbox to it, a Google Drive, a OneDrive, a Box, local storage, anything. If it's a PDF, it can come inside a Beam. Okay, so I'd import the files. Okay, I can just view any of my stuff here. So say I wanted to import this score right here. Okay, that's now imported. Then I'd come to assign. All right, I can assign this entire document as all the pages for an individual part. Okay, if that's the case, I come here. I say it's a score, it's the full score. I don't need to name the part number of my score, and I assign, boom, done. It is available to be seen. It's done. No more questions. Say this was all the individual parts for a whole song. Okay? I come to the single page assign. I say, all right, this is flute. This is flute, part 1, page 1. Assign. Swipe over, all right? It knows, all right, maybe this is flute 1, page 2. And if it is, I press assign. I swipe to the next page. Now we're on to clarinet. This is clarinet, part 1, page 1, assign. You do that for all your parts. Takes you a minute, maybe 2. You're done. Super simple in terms of assigning. The beautiful part too is that once you do it once, you're done. You never have to do it again. If this is a stand tune you play every year, you never have to do it again. If this is just a song for this season, you're done. When you're done playing it, you can hide it. It removes it from the catalog library for the users, but it still keeps it in the background. You own your ensemble library, even if you don't renew next year or for 2 years, it's still going to be there. So say you come back to it in a year and you're like, oh, I forgot. Yeah, we do want to do it. Your ensemble library is still going to exist. We're not going to go in there and cull anything or delete your library. So everything is there. If you have use for it and you have the rights to distribute it digitally, it can show up in Beam. You just put it in there. Okay? So like I said, all those parts are there. I'm just going to press save. It reconciles that. So now when I come into Southern, I've got my flute part and my clarinet part. All there. You can crop within the app. If you're on single page assign, you can rotate, you can mess with all that. All that stuff's probably easier to do inside of a different app that deals specifically with that, but you do have the functionality to do that. Okay. All right. I threw a lot at you guys today. I appreciate your attentiveness. I saw a lot of like, oh, okay, yeah, a lot of head nodding, so that was positive. Any questions, anything I can go over again, anything you're like, well, how would this work in my situation? How do we get started? Any questions like that? I'm happy to answer. Cool. Maybe a question? Maybe? Yeah.
Could you possibly go back to the UDB app and show us like how you would start to set up a drill, like from the beginning?
So the drill, in terms of like writing a drill?
Like just like the steps, like because I don't know about everybody else, but when I do a drill, I always start from the end. Like I start with my concert formation first, then I work my way backwards because I know exactly how we got in the end. So I start from the end, like my last position. And then from there I go like to my forthcoming fronts and so on and so on. Is that like just a way that you can show us like how we would start to set?
So how you would actually create the drill?
Yeah.
So that would be done inside of Pieware.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't have time to get into the specifics of Pieware, but that's certainly something that I could converse with you about it at another time. I can give you my information. Yeah. So again, the drills have to be created inside the Pieware, which is the drill writing software, and then they're exported to UDB. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So cost of all these. So the regular version of UDB is $10 per user. The pro version is $20. Everything related to just learning drill is in the regular version. The pro version has the links, has the listening zones, has the dotbook widget, the calendar, the attendance, the rehearsal mode with the metronome. So all the value plus stuff is in the $20 version. Beam standalone, if you just wanted to do Beam, $10 per user. So even if you use Beam as the flip folder like we talked about, that's cheaper than buying flip folders and pages and printing off stuff. So you're probably saving money just by using that. If you pair Beam with UDB App Pro, it's $5. So 25 together for both per user. Okay. So any individual app's $10. If you bundle it, you start saving, and we cut half off the second. Okay. All right. Well, I will be around for another couple hours. My flight's later tonight. I'm heading back to the Dallas area. If you want to reach out to me, we're all available by email or by phone. My name's Stuart, S-T-U-A-R-T, and it's just Stuart@ultimatedrillbook.com. Or you can go onto the website, ultimatedrillbook.com. There's a little chat bubble at the bottom. Someone will get back to you. We're getting inundated and flooded with chats and emails right now, so if we don't get back to you within that 5-minute window or whatever, please give us a little grace with that, but we will get back to you. If you want a demo, you can go on the website and go to the order button at the top. You can get a trial, it's a 7-day trial, and try things out. That trial, you can convert that into your full account if you want to as well. All right. So thank you so much for your time, and everybody out there that's watching. Again, reach out if you have questions. We'll be happy to help you. We're all teachers. We all taught. I taught high school. I taught college. So we know what you're going through, and we're trying to create products that help you and your students. So thank you so much.